Good evening. My name is Brian Rushi, and I am a master's degree candidate presenting my research proposal for RES 505 at Colorado Christian University, Understanding the Plight of the Homeless, a Community Praxis Study. What if you and your family became homeless? How could you and your family access basic services without having a home to return to at the end of the day? For many people in my community, Grand Junction, Colorado, this is a daily challenge. This individual challenge is amplified by the community dialogue around homelessness. From my position on the board of directors for Homeward Bound of the Grand Valley, the only year-round shelter between Salt Lake City and Denver, I have observed the challenge of acquiring basic needs beyond housing in a dispersed community, leading to the following research question. Are the services available and the logistics of obtaining these services a barrier to the homeless who are striving for self-sufficiency? So restating that as a thesis, the logistics of obtaining social services from individual agencies and the lack of consistent transportation can be a hindrance or a barrier to self-sufficiency. Phillips and Gulley identified two distinct types of leadership: transformational and transactional. As applied in my context, as a board member, both types must be exercised in order that the organization may continue to serve its mission. From a Christian perspective, we have a responsibility, I believe, to help the homeless. As it says in Philippians 2, verse 4, each of you should look not only to your own interests, but also to the interests of others. And this is the basis for this research. A review of the literature points to the magnitude of this problem. On a single night in 2017, 20 out of every 10,000 people living in Colorado was experiencing homelessness. This review of the literature also creates its own problems, namely that the homeless become a subpopulation to be studied as part of some other social study. There appears to be a relationship between transportation and self-sufficiency, but there is a dearth of research connecting this with homelessness. Furthermore, it is widely recognized that the ultimate goal in solving homelessness is providing homes, also known as a housing first model. Alternative concepts, however, such as a shared community living, more like the oikos of biblical times, may hold keys to this puzzle. So my methodology in this research proposal will be a multi-method praxis study, practical application, beginning with a metadata analysis and a quasi-experimental questionnaire, along with personal observations and using the narrative form. Some of the questions included in the questionnaire include length of homelessness. This is a completely anonymous, voluntary questionnaire. So trying to assess services that may be available and services that are received, as well as asking about primary means of transport. In order to apply this knowledge, then, there is a group known as the Grand Valley Coalition for the Homeless here in our community, represented by organizations who cooperate to address the issue of homelessness in the Grand Valley. The goal is then to apply some of the knowledge gained from this study to practice. This is the group that's tasked with the continuum of care as well, which is something that's required for funding to address homelessness. So in conclusion, I want to share the core value of the organization that I'm a part of. The value of a person at Homeward Bound of the Grand Valley is not measured by his or her situation at any given time, but by the very fact that they're human beings. And this informs the study, and I hope to learn about the connection between homelessness and the services that are available as part of this study. Finally, the references that are mentioned in here, and there are several more references that are incorporated in the accompanying research proposal. Thank you for your time.